Welcome back to another episode of Liquid Truth Podcast. I'm messing up a little bit here, y'all. I don't know what it is. It's early in the fucking morning. It's the first time I've ever done one early as hell, so you gotta excuse me. Welcome back to Liquid Truth Podcast. It's your boy Retro. You know what I'm saying? Today I'm here with a awesome pole goddess. I was going across Instagram and I saw a page, and I'm like, that pole is not connected to the ground. I'm like, how is she doing this? I've never seen a pole that was just free spirited slinging around from the ceiling. And so I was like, you know what? I'm gonna get this person on the show. And so she's here. So and I gotta figure out what you want to be called. You want to be called Kaya Sky or Pole?
Um, I like them both. I usually go for by Kaya Sky when I'm doing my
Mm,
aerial stuff, but I go by Pole Divinity when I'm doing the regular old pole.
uh,
So today will be a Kaya Sky because we talk about my aerial pole today. So that's what we can
okay.
do.
Welcome, Mr. Kaya Sky. So
Thank
just
you for
tell
having me, man.
oh, you're welcome and thank you for coming. So tell me a little about yourself, you know what I'm saying? Give me a breakdown, a little short bio, and then we're gonna get into it.
Yes, so I am Kaya Sky. I'm originally from Racine, Wisconsin, and now I
Mhm.
live here in Chicago, Illinois, and I absolutely love it. I've been performing and training for about 6 years. I am self-taught. I've been doing this all on my own for now that I am in Chicago. I have been able to take some classes with some great people and I've learned a lot. So I'm continuing with that. I am also an athlete. I've been doing a lot of competitions and just focusing on training. And I also teach an aerial pole class. I'm the first Black woman and Black aerialist to bring aerial pole to the city of Chicago. So that's something that I'm very proud of. And I perform a lot. That's what I do. So
Okay. So
yeah.
you say you what sports competitions you do?
So well, I do a lot of pole competitions. So when I
Mhm.
was younger, my parents put me in every sport that you could of. So I was mainly known for my track and field and cross country. I did volleyball, I did tennis, I did all kinds of gymnastics. I think dance, I did things like that. But once I got older, I got into more aerial arts. So now I'm doing more competition in pole. I would really like to do an aerial pole competition. And I've also done like other dance competitions. But yeah, this year and the next upcoming year, I want to do solely aerial competitions.
Okay.
Just to, I don't know, just because I want more of the titles. I like it. I like having a
Mhm.
medal. I like having that certificate that has my name on it. So I just want to keep working with that. I'm a big achiever.
Mhm.
So that's what I like to do. I want to definitely rack up some more medals. I have a lot of other sport medals, so I want to add more pole stuff to it. I want to really get out there for aerial pole because again, it's not something that everybody's been doing. A lot of people are getting into it, and I really want to spread that around for everybody. So I'll tell people what I do with it, and we'll definitely be doing some pole competitions as well. But for right now, I really want to hyper focus on aerial pole.
Mhm. Okay. And that's dope. That's dope. That's dope. It take a lot of upper body strength to do that, definitely. And if you say you ran track,
Some
that means
muscle.
I see. If you say you ran track, you say you ran track, that means you got track stars body. So, oh, we definitely gonna get to the body part in part two once we take our little break and take part two, because we definitely gonna get you in one of your area outfits where we could actually see that shape and all that come to life. You know what I'm saying? Because
Mhm.
yes, the human form on anybody, you know what I'm saying, is just awesome, especially when they keep it together. I'm kind of just round right now, but I used to really be into like lifting weights and being buff and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? That used to be my little thing. But definitely. So when was the first time you actually got on the pole? It was a
The
static.
first time I got on a pole, it was a static pole. It was the same one that's connected to the ceiling and the floor. Um, actually, the first time I got on a pole was my aerial pole. I did not really touch the pole until I did aerial. And once I did the aerial pole, that's when I was like, oh, maybe I should take some pole classes or something, because that seems a lot crazy. I adapted to it really quickly, but I was like, I want to know more tricks and things like that. My first apparatus was aerial silks,
Mm-hmm.
and that is what helped me transition to aerial pole really quickly because you have to have a lot of upper body strength to do it
Yeah,
and to just lift yourself in the air and stuff. So that made it easy.
right.
So I first got aerial pole, did that for a couple of weeks, and then I went to a pole class. Now that was the first time I ever touched a tension pole class. Would have been in 2019, and I was at a studio in my hometown, and they were an aerial studio. They did aerial silks, aerial hammock, pole dancing, and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
And I was already doing aerial silks there, so I was like, why not do another class? I quickly transitioned out of that class very fast.
Mm-hmm.
I advanced way faster than most people because I was already really strong. So eventually I was like, I'm just going to get a pole and put it at home and do it by myself. And that's exactly what I did. So I took like maybe 3 or 4 classes. And then after that, I was like, I'm kind of just doing this at home. I would go on Instagram and I bought like all these pole books and stuff off of Amazon so I could look up all the different moves and things and started just like figuring out how I can lift myself up and doing things at home. And I was advancing really quickly and doing a lot of advanced stuff. So the yeah, that was like the first time I did it. That's when I started transitioning back into my aerial pole and just trying everything on there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So with the area pole, that so that's hooked to like a chain or like a ball and pin or
You
apparatus that
can hook
makes
it
it.
to a chain. It's probably not as safe to hook it up to a chain unless you're doing like multiple carabiners, and even then I wouldn't recommend that because
Mm.
there's so much.
So it's,
That's
it's
a
a
whole
ball.
nother aerial
So
thing.
it's a ball or apparatus up there up to the ceiling.
um Not with mine. So I use a what was it called, a sling, like a little small sling,
Mm-hmm.
and that I also use carabiners and a swivel. So the swivel is the part that makes it spin. The
Mm-hmm.
carabiners are the parts that hold it up, that are connected to the swivel and the apparatus. And then I have a sling that I hold, or that I use to hold it up at the top. So
Okay.
it's kind of like, yeah, it's very more construction than you think.
Right. That's not that, but that's not something that you can like kind of do in your house, huh? You have to go to a studio for that, huh?
Not necessarily, yeah. So if you want to put it in your house, you have to have higher ceilings. I would recommend at least 10 to 15 foot ceilings, maybe 14,
Mm-hmm. Because that pole is long.
but at least more than
Pause.
10,
Mm-hmm.
just because like you have to hang it in the air
Yeah.
and it's not going to be effective. You can use a regular tension pole, and
Mm-hmm.
that could be like 10 feet. I would still recommend even 10 feet if you want to do fun things on it. Like I do,
Mm-hmm.
but like you don't even have to have it that high. Like my ceilings are about like 9 something feet, and I have a pole that I use and take down every so often here. So
Okay.
you can do,
Okay.
but I would
Cool.
recommend higher ceilings for an aerial pole. Like you get way more benefit out of it when you do it that way.
So, how many times have you fell off there?
Have I fell off my aerial pole?
Yeah.
None. I have
None.
never. Actually, no. I will say there was one performance that I did where I was on a pulley system. So I was already like maybe 10 or 15 feet in the air, and the pulley system got stuck. So I was in a shoulder mount and I was supposed to
Mm-hmm.
land onto the ground, but it did not. I was just dangling in the air. So eventually I came down, but I knew how to tumble out of it.
Uh-huh.
So I tumbled down out of it. So it was
Mm-hmm.
more of like a purposeful
Right.
like
Right.
fall.
You
Like
played it off.
I wouldn't say I fell on accident, but
Yeah.
it wasn't supposed to happen, but I knew how to bail. So that was like the only time I've ever fallen off my aerial pole. And knock on wood, I will never fall off of
Right.
that
Right.
thing
Because
because I like
what
to
if?
go up high.
So you're definitely not afraid of heights, and you're tiny, huh? How tall are you?
I am only 4'10". I'm a little old thing.
Damn. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's dang. So wow. So you must have a lot of step stools to reach up there and get in your cabinets and stuff like that.
Yeah, I have my own little step ladder that helps me out. Other than
So
that,
so
people
how do
just
you get up on a if you force something, how do you get up on the pole? You like have to jump and grab it, or is it comes low enough where you just hold on to it?
it depends on the venue. Like if I'm at a venue that has a pulley system, they can move it up and down. So it'll usually be starting close to the ground and then it'll be pulling up. And I tell them when to pull it up.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, other times, I mean, the way I have my poles set, they're still closer to the ground, so I can still use them.
Word, word,
Yeah.
word.
If I have to jump up to use the apparatus, then I just do that, or I get assistance to do that.
Right. Like, yeah,
So
can I get a little boost? If you
yeah,
don't
it's
mind,
just
just
why
a little
not?
boost. That's cool. That's cool. So I mean, what would you say is like the funnest part of doing it? Like what's like your drive behind like what makes you
Um,
go?
for aerial pole, what is my drive? I just love the freedom of it.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, like out of all things, like yes, I love the technical work. I love getting paid to do it. I love doing shows for it, and I love the whole work. But after all of that, even if I wasn't getting paid, this would be something that I would be doing.
Mm.
Like, I can't really picture not doing it at this point.
Right.
It's such a beautiful artwork, and I feel so amazing doing it. I love the way that it's transformed my body to look that it has been such a healthy physical and mental thing for me. It's
Mm.
been, yeah, I
I
just
mean,
love doing this. I love the art.
so is it like a adrenaline rush when you're up there and you're swinging around on it?
Most definitely, most definitely. It's a sense of adrenaline, but also a sense of calmness. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I honestly feel like I am the most relaxed when I'm doing my aerial pole work. I am more focused. I have so much emotion going on. Like, it's a great time for me. I absolutely love doing it. Um, yeah.
Yeah,
So
because
yeah.
it's a very good sensuality. I love the sensuality of it when they're up there and they're moving around and you know what I'm saying you can see those cuts and curves. And even if somebody that know how to do don't have all those cuts and curves, like it's just like it's like air dancing. Like it's almost like you're an
Mhm.
airbender or something like that. And you just up there just like moving around and spinning and people just doing legs like this and like that and you know what I'm saying, especially when you have a partner like that. Like one of my favorite pole people was Spider and Magic back in the day. Like they're the ones that really like coined that surfboard type move where one person on the pole and they like
Oh
this.
yeah.
Yeah. So they
That's
kind of
always
they
a
kind
club favorite.
yeah, they kind of coined that. You know what I'm saying? That and that Spider-Man move too, they kind of coined that, in my opinion. You know, maybe somebody else was doing it
Hmm.
before them, but from what I've seen, like they were like the people who was doing it the most and really made it big. And I think they're out of Atlanta.
Hmm.
Spider and Magic, just look them up. I'm giving away my age, but Spider and Magic, you should look them up.
Gotcha.
But yeah, aerial tricks came a long way because like the I know the pole and the ribbon and their ring is pretty new when it comes down to dancing. Like people just maybe like the last 6 or 7 years that came out with the ring and the ribbon and all that stuff. Because at first it was just a regular stripper pole. You know what I'm saying? But then I
Mhm.
know like the area pole that you came, I don't know how long has the area pole been out?
You know, that is a very good question because at one point, like, I guess it's better to ask when did it become popular? Because
Yeah.
aerial pole is not new. It is
Mm-hmm.
something that has been around for a long time, just like pole has been around for a very long time. But there's this huge debate on how it started and where it started. And at this point in time, just to conclude that debate, is when it became popular. So
Mm-hmm.
aerial pole is just now becoming more popular. It is not common at all. I think within the last 2 or 3 years, that's when it started becoming popular. So I would say
Mm-hmm.
maybe around like 2021, or even 2022. That's
Mm-hmm.
when aerial pole, I would say, became a thing.
Mm-hmm.
But you can date it back to the 1800s, honestly. Like it's a very old art. Well, not maybe the 1800s, but like at least like the late like the late 1900s. Like pole first started in the circus area. Like it was a circus thing.
Mm-hmm.
And it only became a thing because during the Great Depression, like work was very hard to find.
Mm-hmm.
And people are smart. People know that sex sells. So a lot of circus performers who were in the entertainment industry, that's where they were getting their money from. A lot of dancers, ballerinas would use pole to dance for rich men and get money
Mm-hmm.
and get tipped. And that's how it literally started. And it's become so much more now. Then it became more popular. That's how the strip clubs initially started.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have all these women that are making all these moves in the strip club and everything. The strip clubs have been a thing forever. Like,
It should be burlesque. Burlesque is a real, like, I think burlesque came and then it
yeah.
streamed off to a little bit more erotic than burlesque. There's a group in New Orleans that does burlesque. I can't think of their name. If I can think of it in the second one, I'll shout them out. But there's a group and they still do burlesque where they dance around and different costumes and actually put on a show. There's nudity to it too, but it's not so much of shaking, twerking, popping. It's more like actually sexy dancing and what I'm saying, like a actual show.
Mm-hmm. No,
So
they have them here too. You can
okay.
definitely tell the old school burlesque dancers versus the new wave ones, because
Mm.
the old school they're just like what you described. They have this arc down pat. There's new school ones. They're like, we're gonna do a couple of flips and we're gonna do the most. And I'm like, that's cool too. Like, it looks great. They all look great. You definitely spot the difference.
Right. So definitely pole. So out of the ribbon, the hoop, and the pole, and oh yeah, guys, I'm put. She's supposed to be sending me some good old clips to put at the end of this, so y'all can see her really do her thing, so y'all can know what I'm talking about. And I'm also put her Instagram up there too. But out of the pole, the ribbon, and the hoop, which one you like the best?
Oh, definitely pole. Definitely pole.
The static
If
pole
I
or the
can
area pole?
aerial pole
Okay,
specifically.
okay.
If I could rank them all, I would do aerial pole as number one, then pole as number two, aerial silks would be number three, and the hoop would be dead last. Like, I don't know what's gonna go in between the hoop and everything else, but the hoop can definitely be dead last because
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of aerial hoop or lyra. I'm not a fan of it.
Why?
Um, it beats me up. It beats me up every time.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't. It beats me up more than my aerial pole does, and that thing's hard. So like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not into hoop, but that's definitely my order. I would definitely choose aerial pole before a regular tension pole
Uh,
for a reason. So with aerial pole, it's always different. A lot of people are still trying to figure out what the difference is between aerial pole and tension pole. So with the aerial pole, like, you're the center. You have to be the center of gravity. You're the center of everything. With a
mm-hmm.
regular tension pole, the pole is the center. So you can
Mm-hmm.
move around the regular tension pole. But with an aerial pole, the pole needs to move around you, and you need to
Mm-hmm.
manipulate the pole.
Word.
So for me personally, I'm a very muscular girl. I got a lot of muscle. It's easy for me to manipulate and move around this big hunk of metal.
Mm-hmm.
For me, it's actually harder on the regular tension pole because it doesn't move. So I
Mm-hmm.
can't make it do things and manipulate it like I want to.
I mean,
I
but
have
it
to actually
spins
press
still.
against the,
Yeah, it's spins
huh?
still.
You can
If you
still
like,
spin, but you're only
yeah,
spinning in one spot and it's around that thing. With the aerial
yeah,
pole, you'll be spinning in multiple different places and you'll be orbiting and you still have to move the pole around
yeah.
you while
So,
you're doing it.
so let me ask you. So the pole goes around and then it spins around too. So it's spinning and then it's spinning around too.
Mm-hmm.
That's too much. Boy, why you don't get dizzy?
Like it
I'm
that
getting
way.
dizzy.
It's way easier for me because
I'm
you
getting
get to
dizzy
work
just
with
thinking about this
momentum.
shit.
You're working with the air versus like just working with off of this one metal object. So
Okay, I'm
I know
getting
it's crazy. It is crazy. A lot of
yeah,
people say I'm crazy for it, but that's just the way I see it.
yeah, I'm getting dizzy just thinking about it. Like spinning like this, and then spinning like that too. Oh shit! Hold on. God damn, I gotta take a drink. Mm, mm. Good grief. Ooh. All right, but yeah, that's a lot of spinning. That's a lot of spinning.
I like to
So
spin.
heard that. So I mean, so we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna take a break. And then when we come back, we're gonna get more into you as a person, and you is more like what's your like your personality and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna tap more into that. So we're gonna take that break. I'm gonna take a sip. You're not sipping nothing, that's okay. And then maybe we can get you into your area pole outfit too, so they can see. We're gonna get you to
Yeah,
stand up back and see all the cuts and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So
got you.
we're gonna talk a little bit about your modeling and stuff too, the modeling stuff that you do, the pictures you do. That's kind of intertwined with your pole stuff, right? So we're gonna
Hmm.
talk about that. You know what I'm saying? Um, I'm gonna also post those probably at the beginning of her artistic stuff at the beginning of the next clip. So at the end of this clip, y'all stay around just because I am. We still gonna have those pole videos, the pole or the aerial pole videos and whatever other clips she sent me to showcase that. Excuse me, I burped and shit nasty. But and then we're gonna go into beginning of the next clip. I'll make sure I put like her artwork and the stuff that she take with that. So yeah, let's go ahead and take that break, and we'll be right back.